Oh, live feed. Finally, this is about 15 minutes too late from when I planned to do it. Due to the Wi-Fi and dodgy tripod. Oh my goodness. I am not able to touch the table here for when you guys get on. So if the phone falls off, that's why. That's why. Now, I'm not going to wait for anyone to get on this live feed because this is going to be really quick, unless you guys get on and are very interactive like you always are. What this is about, I'm always going on about creating balance. I'm always talking about you've got to do whatever it takes. You've got to do things differently. Now, I'm over here in Hollywood. I've come over here expecting certain things, thinking certain things are going to happen, thinking that things are going to go to plan, and I'm going to be totally open and honest on this. This has not turned out the way I planned. Nothing has gone to plan. I've got a viewer on. Send me a thumbs up when you just jump on there, guys, just so I know you can hear me. I've had crazy Wi-Fi, I can't even say it, Wi-Fi troubles here this afternoon. So yeah, give me a thumbs up if you can hear me when you get on. I'm talking about everything not going to plan while I've been over here in Hollywood. Now, I'm not saying that I haven't learned a lot. This has been probably one of the biggest learning experiences of my life, if not the. Cheers to the thumbs up there. Appreciate it. And the funny thing is, I'm not sure what I've learned yet. I've learned a lot. But I'm still, the point of this live feed, it's got many points. There's a bit of an empty hour really, because I've been caught up in my head a lot the last few days, and this is the key about having really fucking good coaches. Like I'm gonna shout out to Lee Bundy, and this is why he's a fucking superstar coach, because when shit gets real, he gets even more real. He gets even more truthful. And being in an I've been where the Wi-Fi is not working properly, just keep me accountable here as I get into this. But this is where it's been hardcore for me, we'll say, but in a good way. I'm on the other side of the world. I've never been here before. I'm in a place where the energy is so fucking scattered that it makes me feel uncomfortable. You go down the street here and you don't know if you're going to say hi to people or they're going to be like at ya. I've seen two fights, one yesterday while I was recording a video, and it's random as I've been out in the daytime, at nighttime, and you feel good around some people, you feel bad. And I don't know if that's what's affected my energy or whatever, but being over here on a live one-on-one with my coach here and there, working out that there's a major separation between us, but also learning that you can give so much value to people, and this is something I have learned. I'm always doing these live feeds, I'm always doing videos, I'm always putting out content, I'm always doing that, and it is to aid you guys, but it's also to show my growth along the way, because I know you guys can connect with where I'm at, where I'm going, what I'm doing, or what I'm not doing. And to be able to come here now and talk about coming over here and everything not going to plan, it is very different. Because I come over here as a reaction to what, all right, this is going to work. I talk about creating balance. So I'll wear this now. Total domination, this balance, harmony. Coming over to the other side of the world to do this, and it hasn't worked out well, and how I react to that, it's gone back into my old ways. And that's what I'm looking at now. And like I say, I've been digging deep. I've been digging deep the last couple of days. I dig deep all the time, but today, deeper and deeper. And a quick message out of that. You might think you know where you're at in life. You might be comfortable moving forward. And I always say this, but you always got to grow. And to grow, you've got to dig deep. You've got to be uncomfortable. Shit's got to go wrong. Shit's got to not happen how you want it to, because that's growth. Being aware of that is one thing, and what you do next. Now, I'm guaranteeing I'm not reacting the way that I probably should. And I'm not sure. But I do know it's because I'm growing. I do know it's because I'm uncomfortable, and I do know that I'm gonna find the lesson in this and move forward. But if I was in my old headspace, if I was with my old mindset, this would really affect me. This here would send me back to my old ways. But I know that's not what's happening here. I know there's a solution to the way I'm feeling. I know that there's ways I can move on from this. I can take this shit personally, and a few things have hurt the last few days. When shit doesn't go to plan, and it's out of your control, and like I've been in this space right now where I'm like, shit, I don't have control over my decisions. As soon as I tell myself that bullshit story and start believing it, that's when shit gets wrong. And that's what I've been doing the last couple of days. But to be aware of that and to know that now, that's really important for me. And I can talk to all you guys. I've still done a lot of calls the last few days since I've been over here. It's been backwards and forwards. I've had to change times and all that sort of stuff. But I keep it real. That's what the point of this is. This is real. This is how I'm feeling right now. I did not want to do this live feed. I did not want to do a video yesterday. I did not. And that's the point of it. If you want to get somewhere in life, if you want to continually grow, you got to do shit you're not used to. You got to do shit at times when you're like, no, you go and hide. So you turn around and do the opposite thing. Even if you do not agree with it. I do not agree with some of the things that my coach Lee Bundy throws at me. I do not agree. Our models of the world are very different. But I know that he has my best interest at heart. I haven't worked out everything just yet, and it's not about working it out. It's about learning lessons and moving forward. It's about, all right, this is where it's at. How can I move forward from this? Is this serving me now? No. How can I move forward from this? What is the feeling that is going to serve me? What is the action that is going to take myself forward? And that's what it's about. I've had it empty out the last few days. I've had to go fucking deep on certain things. And then things have come to the surface, and that's what it's about. It's made me uncomfortable. It's made me emotional. That's what it's about. I can sit here and tell you everything's perfect. I can sit here and go, rah, 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 Hollywood is fucking fantastic. I don't like this place, but it's because I'm not comfortable. I've never been here before. The people are scattered, but some are fantastic. You go to one place, it's awesome, another place, it's not. There's a big facade going on here, and that's a lot of people in life. That is myself to a certain extent sometimes too. We've all got layers. And the thing with the growth journey, the thing about growing yourself, about personal development, you're never ever at an end goal. There's always a layer. There's always something else that has to come out. There's always an uncomfortable moment that's going to help you grow. So if I'm talking to you or you want to talk to me, if you have something you have to deal with, you've got to be ready to take the truth, just like I have to. This is why I have a coach. This is why I have people around me that have been down a path similar to what I have been on. To be able to put this out there now, to say, hey, I'm not perfect, everything's not right, that's fucking real. There's a lot of fake people out there. There's a lot of fake people here in Hollywood. There is. But there's some fucking great people here too that tell the truth. There's some great people in my life that tell the truth. So I don't know if you guys out there, I'm going to say there's not many who's on the live feed, and that's okay. This is like an empty out for me. There's so much gold in this for myself to even look back on. See, I've had to change my plans now because for me, right now, I've got to embrace this moment. I've got to embrace this moment where I'm not happy, where I feel uncomfortable, where I don't really know what my next step is in regards to my little journey. This has been fantastic over here for me. I've made some great connections. There's been some great people. But you don't grow from the happy times. Yes, you can celebrate some stuff, but if you're on a journey of growth, of self-development, of learning more about yourself, if everything was like smooth all the way along, you're not going to learn more. You're going to get comfortable. You're going to think it's easy. You're going to think you're better than you are. And this is what I'm feeling now. Maybe I've got too comfortable. Maybe I'm like, yes, everything's been going fantastic. Maybe I've been thinking, okay, I'm up to a level, and I'm actually fucking not. They say life's like a journey, but this is a journey here. Every day, there's something new. I haven't been able to do a lot of things I've wanted to do lately. And instead of seeing them as sacrifices, I've turned that around and gone, oh no, I'm missing out. That's the wrong way to think about it. As soon as I started thinking about that, that's when I was upset. As soon as I started thinking like that, that's when things start to not go right. So this actually goes back to before coming over here. There's been times like that. And for me to be aware of that now, I just have to choose better next time. And everything's a choice. See, I've chose to let this affect me. I've chose to be reactive to certain situations. I've chose to open up my mouth when I probably should have thought, because that's what I've become good at, is like taking things in and saying, all right, how can I deal with this better? But as soon as I get uncomfortable, as soon as I've been upset, I've actually gone to a reactive phase, and that's no good in life. So I don't know if you guys can still hear me out there. Like I say, this is like an empty out live feed. Give me a thumbs up if you can hear, if anything's resonating with you. If not, I'm just unloading, because like I say, I go to great extents to learn more about myself. I go to great extents to create balance. Like I say, total domination in life areas. And this is what I've learned from here. This is Team Beast Mode International. This is where I've learned more about myself than anything. This is where a path's been laid. This is where I've learned my tools and strategies. This is where I've got real vulnerable. I don't like a lot of the things I have to do. I don't understand a lot of the things I have to do. But when you're in an environment that someone has created that has worked for him and hundreds of other people, got to trust the process. But as soon as you lose trust in a process, that's not the process's fault. That's your fault. That's my fault. See, this is growth. This is emotion. Just talking about things like this to make you uncomfortable and put it out there. And that's been a massive lesson for me here. Massive, massive lesson. But when you're uncomfortable, when you feel like this, you got to see this as good. You got to see this as, all right, this is part of the journey. You got to accept this and say, all right, you've got to move on from this. As how are, bro? You caught me at a really fucking good time. Because it's always the next step you take in this journey. See, I could take this sort of shit and say, fuck this, fuck that. This didn't happen right. This is my fault, blah, blah, blah. Blame him, blame that, blame there. And when you start to get caught up in that, if you can't break that cycle, you're never going to get anywhere. You're going to waste all this time. I'm going to waste all this effort I've put in moving forward. And that's not what I'm about. Like I say, I'm in an environment. I've been taught so many things in this environment. But to be aware that I've got to continually grow, to be aware that I've got to continually learn from my mistakes, because no one's fucking perfect. As soon as you think you're fucking perfect, that's when you got a problem. As soon as you think you're fucking better than what you are, then you got a problem. I'm not saying that this was me, but to a certain extent, I was getting there. Things were going fucking fantastic. And they still are. But you've always got to be aware. You've always got to be aware at that moment. If someone throws something at you and you're not sure of, especially if it's a coach or a mentor like me, it's how you react or you don't react. I've been reacting lately a lot. And now I've come to the awareness why. I've had to take, like I say, I have to go around the fucking world to realize this. This is going to help me so much. Now it's all about action. I can sit here and talk and talk and talk, and it's been a fucking brilliant empty out. Like I say, I even had a tear in my eye. But that's where it's at. When you get out of your head, when you get emotional, that's where you grow. So anyone that I'm talking to, anyone who inboxes me, and you tell me your problems, if you want my help, this is where it comes from. This comes from my growth. This comes from my journey. This comes from a path laid out from my coach and the people around me. It has worked for them. It is a process that works to move you forward in life. If you don't like anything I say, if I don't like anything my coach says, it's what happens next, what you do with it. If you just want to say, oh, no, that's not for me, and go back and not work on it, okay, go see someone else. Go talk to someone else. That's not what I'm about. That's why people get stuck in life. That's why people go around in circles. Because they get to a point where it's uncomfortable and they get emotional and they're like, no, no, no. They don't trust that path. They go back to their own ways. So I had the word anger thrown at me earlier. And I was frustrated and that pissed me. That actually got to me. And that's where I had to dig deep. When you talk coming from anger, it comes out of your head. And it's like fucking spits and spats. When you talk from the heart, it's like this. You tell it how it is. Everything we do in life is for a feeling. And if you're feeling like I feel right now, this isn't bad. This is good. You got to embrace that shit. So I'm embracing this right now. I'm making changes here going forward because I've just learned something so fucking huge here that I use this to move forward. And I'll go back to it. As soon as you inbox me, as soon as you want to work with me, and I ask, why do you want to work with me? Don't fucking bullshit me. I'll tell you how it is. I'll dig deep And when the truth comes out about where you are and what you're going to do, embrace it. See, so now if this sounds like you, if this sounds like something that's going to help move you forward, if you're at a place now you're uncomfortable, if you're at a place where you're stuck and you're going around in circles, this is where growth happens. This is where you learn moving forward. You've got to go with someone that has been there, that has done that, has life experience, that can go deep because they go deep themselves. I go deep. I look deep when I'm uncomfortable. When I'm not happy with something, I go deep. I check myself. I'm like, where am I at? Because if I'm going to provide the best service to everyone out there, it has to be real. It has to be truthful. It has to be fucking raw to grow you. So I always talk about a better way. This is where I learn everything. Like I say, Team Beast Mode International. And I love mentioning that. I have to. Because this shit changed my life. It continually changes my life. That's why I'm over here. There's massive, massive things coming. Like I say, it hasn't all been bad the last few days. It's been fucking fantastic. There has been some great people come into the world of Team Beast Mode International. There's been some great people that I've been able to chat to. Not that I've been comfortable, not that I've been in a great place where I've been coming from or anything, but this is where it all begins over here. Definitely watch this space. There's this fucking huge shit coming. I've been dropping F-bombs here because this is just me being real. But if you want better ways in life, the better way is uncomfortable. The better way is a road you haven't been. Because if you go down the road you've always gone down, you're always going to end up at the same destination. You've got to go down a different fucking path. You get to that fork in the road and it says same way or different way, easy way or road of uncomfortable. Go uncomfortable. Go the rocky road. Go the challenge because you'll learn and grow so much more from that. And if you're on a journey of self-discovery like I am and you want to inspire other people, you have to go down that road. You can't just read it in a book. You can't watch it on a fucking video. You've got to go down that road. That's the road I'm on. I'm going to continue to go down and choose. Not because I like it hard, not because I'm motivated in pain, because I know I can provide the very best value to anyone who wants their life fucking changed by what I do. That's real. And people knock on the wall here now because I'm just unloading. And that's been the point of my live feed, guys. Thank you guys that have been on here. I'm going to share this out there. I've made a change in direction here, a change in path from what's just come in here. But for anyone out there and you want to make a change, there is a better way. There are. This is a path I took out there. And that's a path that I would love any man, if you want to get uncomfortable, if you want to do something different and go down that rocky road to a better destination, to where everything is easier, where you have total domination and balance and harmony, this is where I did it. This is the better way. I just want to thank you guys for getting on here and seeing me get emotional and that, and it's really, really important for me to have done this today. I actually feel a lot better. So thank you guys to get on. I've got to go. I've changed my flights. I'm going back to Oz today, and it's not a bad thing. It's a fucking good thing because you watch the action I put in when I get back. It's all good. Thanks, guys.